Hello everyone, this is 60% Cat, and we're doing some more programming today. So, I did a little bit of design, I guess you could say, some scripting and kind of playing out what scenes should lead to other scenes and such, and it got me excited about making the game, so I want to make more of the practical matters of the game. I want to get some of the text, some of the social elements, I guess you could say, of the game. Social within the game. It's not. The game isn't social where you're interacting with other real humans. Just pretend characters. So right now, I'm starting off with changing the sound engine. I was trying out this, I don't know, you call it framework or something. Somebody else's code to deal with audio. It was called Howler, but I'm getting a lot of errors popping up when I'm using it, and I don't know why, and I just don't want to deal with it right now. So I'm just going to reset the audio to default canvas style. So, of course, like most of the things with programming, I don't know everything by heart, so I have to look up a lot of stuff. So hopefully if you're interested, you can learn, or if you just like to watch, you can watch. So, I just deleted the inclusions of the JavaScript files for the Howler, and now I need to change every instance of the sound to the default. So for like this was to create a new howl, which is their object to deal with sound, and instead we're going to do how Canvas does it. So I do have to look it up because I don't memorize how to do everything. Let's see. I believe it's just new audio or something like that. Yeah, new audio, and then the thing you pass is the actual file. That's really nice. I really like that. Makes it really simple. This person's talking about sound table. This article was about playing multiple instances of the same sound in a row. I don't think we really have to deal with that. We're mostly dealing with conversations between characters. Although, perhaps why I did Howler is that an important element in my game is that sound needs to come from certain sides. So I'm going to make sure you can pan the audio with JavaScript, with default canvas functions. So we're going to just search pan audio canvas JavaScript. See what comes up. So just to ensure that the default sound would be able to do what I need for the game. Now this is talking about panning the visual content. It's called balance audio, right? I thought it was called pan. I thought for sure. Well, this is just talking about. And I think, oh damn, I think this is different on Firefox than it is on Chrome. I do know Howler. Obviously, there's something wrong with Howler because there was all these errors, or I just wasn't implementing correctly. I guess that's probably more proper to say, not that there's something wrong with their code. Oh my gosh. Audio param. I mean, you can do delay. Oh. See, there's wave shaper. See, it seems like you can do a lot of detailed panner. There we go. What's funny is that currently my speakers are messed up where only one speaker works. So I can't even test this with my speakers whether audio is coming from the left or the right. It's kind of funny. I would have to use some headphones that I have to test that. But I think this is important. In the game, you're not even a character, you're just vision. And you kind of observe these situations that are going on. So for example, you might be like focused on conversation between these two, and you can mostly hear them, but in the far right, you faintly hear another conversation going, and maybe you'll be like, "Oh, what's going on over there?" And then you'll go over there. So that's what I need. I'm pretty sure I can do it. This is Mozilla, so I don't know. Oh man. Okay, well I do think it's audio. There's a really good site called W3 Schools that gives you the standard documentation for a lot of JavaScript, HTML stuff. And I want to look at audio. And they do it really simply, and they give you examples, exactly what I like to see. They should give you kind of too little information, but I like it because it's no filler. It's just the very bare minimum what you need. Okay, it looks like they're using HTML here. I don't want to use HTML, I want to use JavaScript, because JavaScript is more versatile. I thought I searched. Oops. Okay, I'm going to say JavaScript this time. Damn, still HTML. Autoplay, loop, controls, source, preload, muted, controls. Yeah, it's definitely not what we're looking for. Is there even a... Everybody's using HTML. I don't want video. Oh boy. Okay. What I'm going to do is find some other code of mine that perhaps has audio already. Well, so in my games, I never implemented audio. Trying to think. Like nothing has it. The ones that do have audio, I use a different framework called Cocos 2D, which is a very common one. And I believe they have their own audio, but perhaps not actually. Okay, I'm going to search for something different here. I'm going to search as like a JavaScript function and see what comes up. I don't know why it says Windows. Function, play audio. Yucky, 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 yucky. Okay, here we go. Ah, that's exactly what I was looking for. You can just declare the file, new audio, and then just the one parameter you pass is the actual file. Beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna override this thing, var sound equals new audio, and then we just pass, we don't have to say source. It's even easier than Howler. What do you know, what do you say? And then delete all this extra stuff. What the fuck? Oh. var sound play. Let's see if there's anything else with howl going on. Nope. Alright, hopefully here, when I reload this, there'll be no errors, and it'll play the audio. Hope and a prayer. Hey!
Nothing is really going on.
Wow!
Hey, Sammy.
What do you got for me?
For the moment.
Heard this a little bit too many times. Well, we are in fact entering territory owned by.
And that's my voice, so I just cringe a little bit.
Hey, you know I might look like one of those guys, but don't be associating
good.
me with them, okay?
So
Fuck those guys.
Yeah. Those guys are boring too.
so for now we'll
Why can't anything
We'll com-
exciting happen around here?
we'll comment out playing the sound, so it won't play this time. Oh man, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Okay, here she goes inside the ship. So last episode we made this ship here, and it's pretty simple, like this audio. I love JavaScript. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So what we need next, I want to be able to. So I don't know how I'm gonna do the captioning. I do believe there should be captioning, but not by default. But I will have to implement captioning mostly to tell what things happen when before I have the audio recorded. And it also might be useful for the voice actors to see when to cue different things. So let's see. Do we have a character function? Yeah, we have a character function. It's a little big. I had to change the resolution of my screen to better help the recording. Oh shite! Function. We're gonna look for function character. So, what the hell? Okay, so far mostly what's in here is just the physics body stuff. Now that's all of this right here. That's just to make a physics body for a character. Even this too. Oh, looks like there's an old log. I'll go ahead and delete that. Then I also have this, which doesn't really do anything. It's an open array. That was to show the shapes coming out of the body thing. Yeah. And this was all to create those circles. Now for now I don't really need those. And let's see if, yeah, I think, let's see if there's I'm looking for if there's anything else that uses these circles, and there is a function, looks like in the render function that uses these circles, but because it refers to the array, how long the array is. If the array is empty, if there was no array though, then it'll throw an error. So let's keep that circles array in the character function. Always finding stuff in your code is the funnest part. We're just gonna put that just so that doesn't throw an error, even though we're gonna have to mess with it later. Just checking everything works well. It's not playing the sound. Okay. So we're gonna implement text. Now I don't know if I have any sort of text thing in here yet. Get context. I don't. And naturally, I don't memorize how to do everything. I memorize some things. I'm going to refer to another different code of mine that has text. I'm trying to think of the best one. I know I have a few. First one I can think of is this one that's in. This game used to be called Aegeon, and its kind of code name is called Starcat. I'll just show you it really quickly. It's you kind of control these ships, or you can change their velocities, and your character actually looks like Lily. It's pretty much Lily. Actually, I think it was Lily, but I just needed a sprite. And there's these bubbles, and other characters that look like you collect energy from the bubbles, blah blah blah. But anyways, when you get close to another character, they'll spit out a text box. And the text I derived it all from was just from like a weird poem that I had. I just want to show you the text. So as I get close, look at that. The other character is absorbing the energy from the bubble. Oh shit, the color is like kind of awkward. It's like a gray. So they say something. So that's a similar thing we're going to be doing in the main game. So we can basically steal that code. My mouse just moves really strangely. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's something wrong with my mouse. I think it's only on my Mac. When I use this on my PC, it doesn't do that. So we're gonna look for text. Not context. Text object? That sounds great. I want that. So we're just gonna copy that function and put it into our Observatur game. It's spelled out Observatur. And Observatur is in French Observatur. That's the closest I can do, but I don't speak French. We need a location. So I can't even say the name of my game. That's an interesting concept. I was thinking about having in the beginning somebody who can speak French well to say that, like a girl's voice, Observatur, as like a title screen thing. But we're just gonna put the function here. That just does okay. I think I could do better in my organization skills with just programming in general. But you know what? This doesn't hurt anything, you know. All right, this looks like a pretty cool function. It has a lot of parameters inside of it. So in case you haven't programmed before, basically a function is an operation your code uses. So all these functions, they're unactivated until something else calls them. When you call them, you can send data. Your data is sent inside these parentheses, and they affect what's inside the function and what it does. So functions are very open-ended. You can do a lot of different things with them. They're kind of like your sentences in like an essay or something like that. They're what you use to create everything. That was a very summarized version. I just wanted, in case you just never programmed, just want to give you a little bit there. Now I will relate to the other game here. See how I use one of these objects. So it looks like in the other game here, this is getting fired off if the characters are within a certain distance of each other. So if that is true, this basically means if this character is pretty close to this other character and that they're not already talking, then make a new line out of the lines that are available. So a random line, and then make a new text object, add it to the text objects array. Its location. So here's a new text object. This is what I was looking for. So first is the variable that is the text, is the actual text, and the second thing you pass is your x. In this case, it uses the character's current x and the character's current y plus a little bit, so just to go on top of the character instead of in the middle. And also it has the character included for some reason. Okay, that works. In fact, this function is pretty great. I could just steal this one too. Well, this is not a function. This is an if statement. If statements are used very often as well. Checks certain variables, or you can also use a function to check something. It's a little more complex. I'm just looking at this. Okay, distance between points. I need this function too to be included. Let's see. Where does this end? I guess the whole if statement is like this. Right. So I'm just going to put this. I don't really have an update function. So So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna, oh gosh. I don't know if I should do this every frame or not. Nah, that's fine. So I'm gonna make a new function that's usually vital in any game. Update. And we'll just put that right here. So this will be run 60 times every second. This will be done as the same way as a render. I could put it in the render, but I feel like it cleans things up. It lets you discern between the different stuff. And render can be completely separated anyways. Render is just displaying all your graphics. So in the update function, which will run on every animate frame, we'll put this. If distance between character 0 and character I, which is, this is simply just going to be a test. So I'm going to put distance between the first two characters, which I don't know who necessarily is. And then we're also going to eliminate, what? And I doesn't equal 0? Nice. We're going to kill the last part of this if statement. I wonder if I can just make this variable strictly text. Pretty somewhat indifferent. It's the most inoffensive line I could think of. And we're just gonna forget about this text objects array. So we're gonna say new text object. We'll put line in there. And we're gonna pretty much do exactly what this does already. Except do it from character 1. So this all has to be edited later. I'm simply seeing this basically works, and then we can tune it up. We're gonna have to edit it a lot because there's gonna be a lot of different ways characters talk to each other. It's gonna be one character or the other. When they talk to each other, they're gonna have to fire an event thing, some sort of. There's gonna have to be a master. It's funny. You have to come up with names for things. Some sort of master object that kind of receives messages from these characters and kind of determines what the macro thing needs to happen. Oh man, this explanation is lacking. Okay. If so, this is gonna run every time. If distance between character 0, what else I need? So this looks okay as far as I can tell. I do need the distance between points function. I don't know if I have that. I might. Oh, I do. I have that. I have that function. So look at this. This is like a very simple math function. So I think that's where functions come from, is from using math. Is repeating something, kind of input output sort of deal. And this is kind of like a very, well, you could think of a very standard function. And its name usually describes what it's doing. So this is trying to get the distance, so a number between 2 points has an x and y for one set of points and an x and y for a second set. And I got this from the internet. I don't know how this necessarily works, but if you minus these times these, minus those times those, and it's a square root, I think I know vaguely that. So return means when you call this function, it's going to return this number, the result of this. So this is like a one-line function, does what it needs to do, has the variables it needs, does the trick. So I guess that's set up. Oh, there's no... I have to render the actual text. So that's something else I need to include. So I can look in text objects. Oh, shit. Draw text? Okay, this looks like this keeps the text near the character. Don't have to worry about that right now. I just want this. Draw text. I guess that's a JavaScript function. So we'll go into render. Things rendered first are on the bottom. Things rendered later are drawn on top. And I want this to be pretty much on the tippy top. Down here. Draw text. Oh, I do need a text objects. Well, yeah, I totally do. So let's look at this. For text objects length. Now this is a very common a for function. Basically what you use it for is to repeat something a certain number of times, and usually you do it for an array. So an array is just a group of things, of anything really. So usually you'll do one of something to every something in a group. So I need to have this because it won't know if there's no objects. I guess I could do it in a different way. I'm just gonna do it this way. So for text objects, then we'll draw text. Draw text with text. That should work because I'm using the same code. And then now, when I add that text object in the update function, oh, I still have that there. So it's still working. So this is saying add to the text objects array. Da 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 da. Oh, I made it down here. I don't remember if I added anything, so I'm just going to put it down here. Whoa, 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 what's happening? I don't know what happened there. Added a beginning parentheses. Make sure I have the right amount of parentheses here. Can't really tell, looks like I don't think, yeah. It'll have a little underline sometimes for the beginning parentheses, which parentheses it's connected to, and of course you need to match those up. Okay, I did this in a little bit of a fragmented way, so I don't know if it's going to work at all. We're just going to test it out. And I don't know who the first two characters are either, so I'm just going to have to be pushing characters around. They might be close enough already. Okay, it looks like it's not working. So there's an error being thrown. Unexpected token, syntax error. A comma somewhere. A comma where they add the text objects. New text object. Oh, there's two commas. Ah, that definitely is not good. Oh, yeah. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. What the fuck is happening? Text objects is not defined. Okay. Oh, my computer. I can hear my fan on my computer. It's sometimes errors will really run the crap out of your CPU. So, yes, I don't even have a variable declared for text objects. So I've got all my global variables. I don't think that's the correct term. That's from Objective-C. That's what it's called. These are just variables that are always on all the time. If you have a variable inside a function, it only is alive during that function. And unless you tie it to something, then it disappears. So we need text objects. Sexy objects equals an empty array. All right, now what happens? Okay, it doesn't freeze. Let's make sure there's no other errors being thrown here. Looks like it's good. Now, see, I don't know what color it's going to render the... So we're just going to push characters together. Hopefully get the right ones together. This is pretty hopeless, isn't it? They're all kind of close, but they're not... might not be close enough. Alright, first off... Actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to increase the range of how close the objects can be. If distance between points is less than 20, so we're going to 200. So they should definitely, whatever characters there are, they should definitely be in range of each other. Now, I don't see any text. It could be that it's not the right color. Now I'm going to refer to my other code here, StarCat, and look for where it's being drawn. Draw text. Okay. You know what? Maybe draw text is a function I made up. It is. Okay. I thought it was a canvas default. So I definitely need that function. I'm surprised it didn't fire an error. It's kind of weird. Draw text is not defined. It's not even firing. It's weird. So I gotta look at my other draw functions here. Function draw. Draw circle. Text object. Draw plane. I don't need draw plane anymore. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah, I already know that though that this isn't being fired because that should have, if there was no draw text, then it should show me an error, but it didn't. So despite those guys being so close together, it's not firing that. Is update even running? It definitely should because it's in there. If distance between points, character 0 to characters 1. Alright, let's make sure those guys are called characters for once. Yeah. Character 0, let's see, is... I thought it would say which character it was. Wow. But, oh. Maybe I have to refer to their body or something. Characters, it's not just .x, it's dot... Oops, I gotta see. Is it body? Yeah, body. So I have to go body dot position 0. That's its x. Dot body dot position 1. That's the y. Characters 1 dot body dot position 0 for the x, and characters 1 dot position body dot position 1. I should definitely fire then. I don't see any text. Damn it! There's no errors. There's lots of things that could be going wrong. First off, I want to see if this is even firing. So we'll do a console.log. So this would, where I'm looking in the console for errors down here in the developer tools, like right here, you can put little logs. So I'm just gonna say something. Hey, it works. And then I'll know that this function is running because that log will come up. And it should come up a bunch of times. And no, it doesn't come up at all. And they have to be within 200. Now we're gonna do a way bigger number. 500. No, okay, they definitely are within 500 pixels of each other. I think. It's very strange. Okay, now we're going to check if the update function is running, which it should. So this is standard debug. You can spend hours doing this. And, say update. So, let's see. Yeah, it's running the update function. As you can see, it keeps saying update this many times. It's showing how many frames are going by. So already 500 frames have gone by. And if you console every frame, it takes a lot of the CPU. So you don't want to keep that running. Okay, so update is running. So that means this if statement is not getting triggered for some reason. I keep saying fired, but maybe trigger is a better word. If distance between points, character 0 dot body dot position 0. So I'm just gonna put that, see if that actually works. Maybe I did that wrong. Characters 0 dot body dot position. And we'll just say 0. Yeah, 400. Let's see where characters 1 dot body dot position 0 is. It's negative 40. Holy crap, they're actually pretty far away. Huh. So it actually is possible they never got close enough. So we'll bring it up to 1,000. That definitely should. I didn't realize the pixels were that large. Hey, it works, but there's something else going wrong. Text is not defined. Okay. Yay. But also, okay, I have to close that. Okay. Hey, it works. It works, but it says text is not defined. Where text? Where do you need text? Text? I'm a little confused. I didn't see where that was running from. Oh god. In draw for length draw text. Okay. It's in my for statement. For text objects. Okay, it was right here. Text is not defined. Text. Yeah, I guess it's not. The text is in the text object. Right? Text objects. And what the fuck is this? This is just an array. Oh, okay. Text objects I think it's called text. Let's look in the function text object. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. I think I solved that. What is this? This looks like this is text. It's really small. And it's upside down. Okay. Why is it upside down? We'll scale it a different way. We also need to scale it larger, huh? Is there a font size? Yeah, it's 3 pixels. We're going to go 50. What? Maybe I didn't save it. Oh no. Oh fuck. This is the other game. This is the wrong game. Undo. 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 What's happening? Oh, I accidentally hit save on the game instead of the file editor. Draw text. Let me look at the function. Here, this is what we need to be 40 and change scale. I don't know. I would think it'd be the same. I have no idea why it's not the same. Which makes me think there might be... Wow, you are pretty somewhat indifferent. Yay! I know it keeps drawing new text objects. I can kind of like see that it's a little jaggedy because it's running too many things. Okay, we got the very base of it working, which was important. Now to add more functionality. Okay. So for one, it needs to not do it a million times. So text object has a life, great. So it needs to run out of life. And so I had that before, but I deleted it. So let's look at life. So this runs in some sort of update function. I believe it's render. I think I just did everything in render. Yeah. But we'll do this in the update function. I guess, yeah. So we go for var I equals 0. I is less than text objects dot length I plus plus. So if I can do a basic explanation, in this, I mean this how you write this for function lets you do something to every object in this array. And there's different ways you can do these different sections of this mean different things. I'm not the best expert to describe it. Basically, in general, with this, you just put in whatever array you want right here and put dot length, and it'll run for each object in that array. What we want to do is decrease the life. So we go text objects dot life minus minus. We also need something to say that because it keeps making new text objects for this. That's why I had another if statement, and if it was like talking does not equal true. Right? Character not talking equals false. So for the character, we need to give them a new variable that they'll always have, talking. We'll start it off as false. Doing that also establishes what kind of object it is. So this is almost like what you call a Boolean, which is only true or only false, 0 or 1. So we'll go to when it adds the text object. Draw text objects. We add a new one, then for that character, for now, this is just to make it work for now. We'll have to edit this a little bit later. Talking equals true. So then we add the if statement, or add to the if statement, and characters 0 dot talking equals false. You could do this with just an exclamation point before this. That means like not, basically. So this character is not talking if you put that there. This and, double and, ampersand. Ampersand? How do you even say that word? Ampersand? Amper? Ampersand? Ampersand? Ampersand. Oh, you can play it right here.
Ampersand.
Ampersand. These two ampersands just add to your if statement. So this whole thing is one if statement. It's a long part. So it checks if this returns true, essentially. So basically, if all these things return true, if this returns false, it'll be true, I guess. My explanations. So if they're talking is true, I mean, if they're talking is false, then I'll fire this. So only fire this once. I didn't change the life thing, but this should at least make it stop from. See, it kind of. Oh, no, it doesn't look really any better. But I can. Yeah. Alright, this is going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed. And join us next time on Game Dev with 60% Cat. Bye!